to another episode of Followers of Mayhem. And the last episode, well, we killed someone, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Rest in pieces.
Literally.
Yeah, the one where the limbs are separated from the body, along with the head.
And
then her soul is stolen.
Just give me a small moment. I will make sure everyone can be seen. We got quite a big group here today, after all. Okay, and then we'll do that.
Yeah, I was gonna grab
And, I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll do. So, thank you all for tuning in. With that said, you guys have quite a lot of downtime. You spent a lot of it recovering. The battle was quite arduous, and you all spent time working through your exhaustion. Someone took a 4-day sleep-in vacation / coma. Regardless, you all have downtime, and to decide what order you guys take it in, I'm going to have you guys roll initiative, and this is just to decide what order you guys go in, just so it's fair. Well, it's a little unbalanced because you guys get your bonuses, but you know what? I say it's fair, so screw you.
What are we rolling? Initiative?
Yes.
Or
I rolled
This is-
the highest number.
Yeah, this is social initiative.
Yep.
Roll 20s that working for me. Someone roll for me, please.
Sure thing. Rura.
Yeah, I still.
Actually, I'm not sure that's even. I'm gonna actually click the initiative thing instead of the script button I have,
Yeah.
because apparently my script button is broken.
Well, we shouldn't be using scripts.
You should be using your character sheet.
I was expecting the thing to call the character sheet.
Well, cut out the
Okay,
middleman and use the character sheet.
I'll go last.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay. If you say so.
I mean, you might as well let me because I still don't even have control over roll 20 and I can't see nothing. So.
Okay. So, Vienna, your downtime is first. What would you like to do?
Vienna doesn't get downtime. The Syndicate is in shambles, is in disarray after that battle, and she needs to get it together.
So you spend your time trying to organize the Syndicate and getting the structure all sorted?
Yeah. Oh, also, by the way, the big treasure pile. Did we sort out who took what from that?
No, that's something that you guys should take care of right now, actually.
Well, Vienna is gonna grab the Ion Stone if no one wants it and else wants it. Otherwise, she doesn't really care about any of it.
You guys
All right.
have editing permission, so you can write down who's taken what.
Anyone want the Ion Stone?
Okay, come on, roll 20.
Let's see.
what does the Ion Stone even do?
It increases your Constitution.
Oh,
This one does, anyway. All the Ion Stones do a little different.
Yeah, they have like different. They have different stuff.
I just want the rapier, really.
Alright, Allah gets the Flame Tongue Rapier.
Okay, I'll add it.
What's the Quail's Feather Token fan?
I'm not sure. It sounds like a Humblewood thing.
Feather token is a single-use automatic feather fall.
Oh.
I'm not sure what the fan feather token is, though. I don't know if it has multiple uses or if it's...
I'm getting the information up right now. So,
Okay.
let's see. Fan, if you are on a boat or a ship, you can use an action to toss the token 10 feet in the air. The token disappears and a giant flapping fan takes its place. The fan floats and creates a wind strong enough to fill the sails of one ship, increasing its speed by 5 miles per hour for 8 hours.
Cool.
Ooh, that's very useful. We should definitely hold on to that for later.
Yeah.
Control weather. Is that really useful?
This speeds it along.
It's
This
basically
makes the
like a
boat go faster. It doesn't.
yeah. It's like a
It doesn't need up your strongest spell.
I guess.
it's like a tailwind, makeshift tailwind.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna let you guys decide who gets what via the chat, the text chat, and we're going to move on.
Yeah.
As it's very boring watching people do budgeting.
Yeah.
So, Fiona spends her time doing politics and various making deals. You meet with your father, Dante. He just says, hey.
So, all these years, I didn't even know who you were. Were you in hell that entire time?
Yeah,
Doing what?
taking it over.
You know, Mother always said she named me after a demon lord, and I never understood what the connection was.
Yeah, I rule hell now. It's a living.
Okay, that's a lot to take in. I'm gonna go back to the politics now. Bye.
That's what I'm here to talk to you about.
Oh, right.
What's the deal, so, what's your plan for, the demons and fiends and whoever else is in my, I think they called it a territory?
Well, I understand. I understand they really like to go rampaging and pillaging and stuff because that's what demons do. It's
Yeah.
not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly. I mean, that's not gonna fly around here. I'm sure you understand that.
Yeah.
So, devils and demons hate each other, right?
Normally, yeah.
I mean, just keep that going. Keep them focused on each other.
Alright. And then he just turns and walks away.
Okay, back to the politics.
Next up is Grail. Vienna, darling, how are you this fine day?
Trying to keep on top up of it all.
I trust you'll allow me to still, make undead and sell them for a profit. Yes?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Then, by all means, feel free to use, some of these forces behind me. And he motions to about, I'd say, 2 squadrons of skeletons and just says, just use them for whatever you need. Try and get things under,
Oh, crap.
Well, I mean, I can't order tea when everything's in chaos, can I?
Oh, we can't have that.
Exactly, you get what I mean. He gives a bow and he begins to head on his way. The undead just stand there.
Awkward.
Right. You guys, I don't know, go put yourself in that closet until I can think of something to do with you.
They all begin to head into various houses and rooms, and you hear very screams and cries
Bless you.
as they force themselves into the nearest closets and then just step in and close the door behind them.
Oh god.
It's Jack Skellington's Christmas all over again.
Halloween.
Next up, Minty approaches you.
So one other thing, one other thing, okay. So Minty. So to seal our new business relationship, I've got something special for you.
Oh, I do.
And I hold out, and I hold out Jule's brain, the most intelligent brain ever to walk Mayhem.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, this is going to be added right to the elder brain. This one is. Thank you so much. You know, this relationship just got really, really interesting. You know, the others are going to love you.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I just use my own mother's brain as a bargaining chip.
So dark.
To be fair, she would have done the same to you.
I mean, Vienna's brain wouldn't have been. I don't think she would have, just because Vienna's brain wouldn't have been nearly as valuable to them.
If it was, though, she would have.
You feel the equivalent of a mental hug, and then you see Minty skip away with the brain in her hands. And
I give her a warm smile as she walks off, and then when she's outside, I go like, ugh, on the touch.
And you've successfully managed to continue your positive relations with the three main factions. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Well, I mean, like, there's still lots of small things that need to be done, so I'm gonna spend my time doing that.
Sure thing. Alright. Rura, what are you doing with your downtime?
I really want to either see Elnath or I want to talk to Judah.
Alright. Well, Elnath is currently busy doing something, and he said he's likely going to be busy for a little bit. He went to go talk to Sashalas about something. Regardless, you do manage to get in contact with Judah, and she comes to visit.
Judah is a male, please.
Sorry. It's cause I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Judah has such a beautiful voice, that's why people get confused.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's totally it. So, Judah, you follow the
Hello.
directions given, and you enter the door and arrive in the black void dimension that is their home.
Oh. This is a fancy place.
Yes, it's our home. Safest place we can come to at the moment.
And a nice home it is.
My savior gave it to us, so. And then she gives a bit of a nervous look. She goes, I was wondering if you'd tell me a little bit about, I guess, my home?
Oh,
Our
sure, absolutely. I can tell you all you need to know about Cloudy Fur. What would you like to know first?
She looks a little reluctant because she's thinking about Elnath, but she goes, what are the king and queen like? I mean, that's what they're called over there, right?
The council. It's run by 5 different bird folk, or Aarakocra. And they're all the ones that make all the decisions.
Can you mute yourself? We can hear you typing.
Sorry.
Thank you.
She tilts her head curious. She goes, so there's no king and queen like here on Mayhem?
Not particularly, no. There are a lot of noble families.
She looks a little nervous again as she points to stuff. She goes, how did you know then that I was from Cloudy Fur as well? Besides the fact that I'm an Aarakocra and there's no Aarakocra here.
Oh, well, from what I remember, the Aarakocra used to live here on Mayhem a very, very, very long time ago. But they all just left.
You've
Where is
forgotten,
it?
haven't you?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
Sorry, Becca, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
So, Cloudy Fur is centered on a bunch of islands, and because the wind is always blowing, the islands are always moving, so they're only ever over Mayhem for a brief period of time before the wind moves them forward. And this is typically why it's been... For example, when Rura was very young, that was one point when the clouds were above Mayhem, and currently the city is far off into the distance. And most of the only way to get there is either by flying or by boat.
Or airship.
Now, as for the city, there is a council and there is noble families, like there is the one big family that are basically a king and queen, but they don't really rule the city, they more oversee things and yeah, they're the heads of the council.
Like a monarch or something like that? Is that the word I'm thinking
No,
about?
they're not kings and
What?
queens in the typical sense, but it's easier to
They are
refer to them as kings and queens for the comparison. But they're basically the heads of the council that oversees things in.
Yeah, they are the council speakers.
Ah.
And the reason Judah knows is because she went to take the offer for help. Your offer of help to help in the war, and they said, "Of course, Rura is our daughter after all." Well, they didn't say Rura; they said a different name. But after you described her, they said, "Yeah, that's our daughter. Of course, we'll help."
Wow.
It is quite an unlikely coincidence.
Again, I'm paraphrasing a bit here. They didn't use
Yeah.
that exact wording. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Continue.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. So, I guess, yeah, after hearing all this, Rua just looks kind of surprised, and then she just looks downward. So, you came down here and told them about me. Did...
Mhm.
What was my name they gave me? If I can ask DM.
What would you like it to be?
It can be a birdfolk name or an Aarakocra name.
If I was to pick one, I would probably pick something like Alyssa or a more windy name like Arrow or something like that. But if you've got one you prefer, go ahead with it.
Let me just look it up. I know Aarakocra names are very
no, not
short.
you, Becca Rura.
I don't mind Becca looking, because I'll have to ask her too if she knows any, like, names off the bat. Oh no. Computer, no, please don't.
This big
Oh.
one, it doesn't. This isn't the Aarakocra aren't the humble folk. Aren't humble folk. They are not the humble folk. This isn't Humblewood.
I know. Which is why I'm looking it up right now.
I'm curious. I'm just a little curious.
How about air?
Error? Or wait, what?
I am error.
Air.
Air. Ooh. Uh-oh. Marco?
Hello.
Oh. Okay, my phone is glitching. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Hello?
Okay, that's better. Dang, everybody was roboting. That was weird. Okay. Okay, sorry again. What was the name again? I'm sorry.
I wrote it down in chat.
Okay. Oh, okay, we'll just go with that. It almost sounds like air anyway.
Yeah.
That's cute. Something easy and simple. I like that.
That came from a name generator.
Rua kind of can't help but make a face at the name. And she goes, "Oh, so that's my name." I mean, she shrugs. Not that I hate it, it's just weird.
I mean, you can name yourself whatever you want.
I like my name. She looks a little bashful, like, is that okay?
That's perfectly fine. If you want to be called Rua, then I'll happily just call you Rua.
She really smiles at this and she gives a big, like a happy giggle. And then she can't help but give him a big smash. She goes, "Thank you, Judah, for..." Oh, Mr. Judah, sorry.
No need for formalities. You can just call me Judah.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Alar, I see you there. I just out of character, by the way. I see you right there.
I'm doing nothing right now.
I know, but I could just...
Do not mind the ant poking.
What?
Do not mind.
She's
Okay.
snooping. She's snooping. I can already just picture Alar's face, just peeking around the corner, just with a big old grin on her face.
Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to ask Judah?
Not really. Just wanted to chat with him about where I came from, the customs, stuff like that, because I'm curious.
Well, you can always go visit.
It's a very far away place right now, but
She kind of perks up at this, but then she immediately deflates as her thoughts go down that. She goes, I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean,
Well,
I want to see it. I do, but I'm afraid I may not have a lot of time left for around that, and I want to spend as much as I can with them to make as many memories as possible.
Well, I'm not forcing you to come back or anything.
No, I know that. I mean, like I said, I want to see it at least once, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come by over Mayhem eventually.
She gives a smile at the nice reassurance that she goes, "Yeah, you're right.
If
I
the
have
winds
time."
allow it.
Well, I hope maybe when the time does come, you can show me around, Mr. Judah. Judah.
It would be my pleasure.
Alright. So, you head on over to Elnath's room, and you knock on the door, and you hear a voice reply.
Uh-oh.
Just a moment. You're pretty sure he's
Er-
eating dragon chocolates.
Rura narrows her eyes at the door, and then she goes, "My savior."
The door opens, and the room is completely spotless, and You can't see any sign, but it does smell like dragon chocolates.
She crosses her arms over her chest, giving him a look. And just, what do you call it? Just stares at him quietly. Is something you want to tell me?
I'm not the one that knocked on your door, am I?
No, but I came in to check on you.
Oh, nothing really. I was just having a light snack.
Light. She's staring him down.
A small snack. Just a small one.
Small.
Alright, I might have had 1 or 2 tons of dragon chocolate.
My savior. She looks exasperated as she goes, you need to balance out your diet. And you also need to share. Did you even ask if anybody wanted some?
He sighs and then he steps out into the completely empty room and then goes, does anyone want any dragon chocolate?
I meant going
see.
over and asking people face to face.
See, no one said yes, so I'm fine. And he's already pulling out a box and starting to bite into one.
Rura goes over and snatches the box, confiscated.
Rura? What are you? Give me that back, please.
You probably ate enough. It smells like these very strongly in here, my savior. That means you've eaten quite a bit already.
I've not eaten that much. It was only like 7 tons.
You told me too.
I meant 5.
She does not look amused. Yep, confiscated.
He tries to take the box back. So, that'll be a contested strength check.
Fine.
Let me find his sheet. It's on the family, I believe.
The man can literally stops time. Why are you fighting him?
Because I can. And I don't
Alright.
care.
So, strength check. Okay. So
Did I actually meet him?
So he rolled an 8.
my weakest.
He's trying to take it from you, and you're just standing there holding it with a blank expression as he's trying to pull it away from you with all his strength.
I'm holding it up with my wing. I'm like bouncing it on my wing way up high, and I'm like giving him a look like, really?
Rura,
You're not even
please.
trying.
They are my chocolates. I paid good coin for them.
Oh yeah? Who made them?
Made.
Did you have her make 7 tons of chocolate for you?
Well, not all on in a single day, no.
You're going to get fat.
I'm not fat.
You're going to if you continue to eat this many chocolates.
I'm not going
So
to
I'm
get
helping
fat.
you.
I am very
She
aware
just-
of my own limits. And I do exercise daily. I am out there training with the bow.
She just sighs. But she also still can't help but kind of smile because he hasn't changed. And then she just rolls her eyes. She goes, fine. And then just brings the box down and shoves it in his face.
He takes it, he holds it between his 2 hands protectively and gives a suspicious look, and then he slowly starts eating it. Did you require something?
She just crosses her arms over her chest again. She goes, and then she feels a bit uneasy for a second, but still smiles. Just wanted to check on you, that's all.
Well, consider me sufficiently checked on. And if you tell Maid how much chocolate I have eaten, I will confiscate your new bow.
She kind of jolts at this, but then she gives what could be a pout, but we'll see her frowning, and she goes, fine, I'll just have Alarm make me another one.
I doubt she can make one and he places the box down and pulls out this.
An oath vow? Ooh. Well, she's not entirely sure. I'll read the more into it later. She instead, her eyes just kind of widen and she looks in awe at it. She goes, "A new bow?"
And
Wait,
if
did
you
Rura just say-
behave, you can play with it as much as you want. He sort of waves a finger, now definitely teasing her.
Rura narrows her eyes at him. She goes, "You're bribing me, aren't you?"
Is it working?
Her wings kind of flutter a bit, and she has like a conflicted look on her face, and she goes, "Oh, I hate you sometimes."
He waves the bow a little bit.
She, fine. But if Maid finds out and we're both in trouble, you're taking the full punishment.
Deal. He hands her the bow and then sits down with a victorious smile, and his mouth, his face and jaw basically entirely unhinged, and he swallows the box whole.
Rura just grimaces seeing all this, and she just sighs. She goes, "What have I done?" But she's hugging her bow to her chest with like a giddy look on her face.
Enjoy.
No, I'm not gonna say you do because I know I made a huge mistake, but I can't stop myself.
He gives her a pat on the head and then says, "Shouldn't you go get practicing with your brand new bow?" Oh, right. The word is the code phrase. You can't speak Elvish, can you? Do you know Elvish?
Let me double check. Yes.
All right, then the phrase is swift death to my enemies, and swift death to you who have wronged me. And yeah, if you say that, the bow will become very angry, shall we say?
She kind of looks excited at the idea and turns around quickly to head out to go practice, but she stops real quick. You said there's chocolates all over the place, right?
Yes.
Okay. She stops and looks over to where one is nearby, and she grabs a handful and then runs out. "Thank you!"
He shakes his head with just a bemused smile and he says, "I'm gonna get it back for that." And is that all you had to do?
Yes, that's it.
Alright. Rizura, it is your turn. What would you like to do with your downtime?
Well, after dividing the loot, Grazira unattunes her Raven's Claw scimitar and her Axe of Returning and puts them in her bag of holding in order to attune to her recently acquired Ring of Water Walking.
Okay.
And while that's happening, she decides to go see Elnath about his books.
Alright. You find him currently trying to hide a box of dragon chocolates that have clearly been raided, and you pass by Rura as she's leaving with a fancy looking bow.
Nice. Where'd you get it?
From my savior. She has a big old grin on her face, as well as is one handful of dragon chocolates. And then she holds up a finger as best she can without dropping the chocolate. She goes, "Whatever you do, don't take any of his chocolates like I did. Bye."
Grazira raises her eyebrow as Rura walks out. And as soon as she's gone, she calls out, "Hey, Elnath, you remember those books you were talking about?
Oh yes, I remember the books.
The ones I couldn't afford before?
You wish to procure one? Which one?
The Book of Strength."
I trust you can pay the price.
How much was the price again?
I believe it was
Out of-
7,000.
Oh yeah, after this battle, I have more than enough.
So you give him the 7,000?
Yep.
Alright. He takes the coin and he just sort of leans into the air, and his hand seems to vanish into thin air along with the bag of gold, and when it comes back out, it's no longer got the gold there. And instead, it's got a strength book. And the book is now yours. You still have to spend 48 hours reading it, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I got nothing to do anyway.
Alright?
I go back. Mind if I read this in my room?
Oh, of course, it's yours now. Well, you're borrowing it to read. I mean, naturally, you're not going to be able to keep it for 100 years while it recharges.
Well, I just need some privacy, ink, just so I can get some peace and quiet while I'm trying to read this.
Go right ahead. It's all yours.
Alright, see you in 2 days?
He nods, but it will take you 2 days with 2 levels of exhaustion. So it's going to take you 4 days.
Alright, make it 4.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do with your downtime?
Unless the DM has something, I do not think so.
Okay. Alex.
Sorry about that. Just sorting stuff out.
You're fine.
Okay, so I do actually have a few things in mind. Viren is kind of currently doing something right now, so I'll save that for later. First of all, first order of business, since we're all kind of settling down and everything. Alex said he needed to go and see someone, and he walks past and he does quickly stop in with Empire.
Empire looks over as you approach. She was apparent. Now let me quickly move her because she'd probably be down here. And as for what she's doing, well, she's looking over at one of the empty cells and is trying to break the lock.
Yeah, Alex tries to sneak up to her.
Alright, roll stealth.
Alrighty, stealth.
Good job.
She notices you're coming but pretends she doesn't.
Yeah, he sneaks up to her, or at least he thinks he's sneaking up to her. And he says, "Hey, cheeky devil, what you doing?"
She pretends to jolt, and I'm actually going to have her roll a performance for this to see how well her act is. Let's see. Performance? 20. Not natural, but a 20. So, she, for all that you know, she was actually startled, and she turns and then says, "Alex! Oh man, you look like you were punched by a dragon."
Is that a bad thing?
That's the thing. Are those your wings? I see they've grown in finally. About time. I mean, no offense, but when I finally got to the level where I started growing my horns, well, my horn, you can't see it, it's because it's not actually there, it's a fake lie. But when I got to the level that my horn grew in, I was absolutely so relieved, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, because tell me about it. Like, the growing pains have been, oh boy. I am finally glad that they stopped.
Totally. She gives him a hug and then says, "But how are you?"
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry we haven't caught up much over the past couple of days. You know, we've all been busy with all that.
Oh no, it's completely fine. I mean, it's war. What's it good for, you know? Absolutely nothing.
Fair enough. Fair enough, but yeah, just to quickly touch base with the whole, thing we're going to do for dinner. Yeah, so we'll take care of that in a few days, yeah?
Yes. So basically, once you guys are ready, we'll go on a small trip, and you'll have to go through a test, and if you pass the test, the unicorn will give you what you want. It's gonna be a simple test, but your friend has to do it alone. You can come with to watch, but he'll have to do it alone. It's, a proof of goodness or something or other. Bloody unicorns.
Fair enough.
They're great. They're great creatures. They're beautiful. They're good creatures. They're they're beautiful.
They are what they are.
Yes, exactly. Not as cool as dragons, though.
I mean, dragons are pretty cool.
I mean, look at your big wings.
He does show them off a little bit, looking rather proud.
She gasps and ahs and oohs.
But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to quickly touch base with you on that, and yeah, I guess I'll come along, just spending time with you, if nothing else.
She claps his hands together, as in, she grabs his hands and claps them between her own. And then she leans forward right in Alex's face and says, "Dinner tonight. Dress nicely." And then she lets him go and begins to walk for the exit.
He gives her a smile and he says, "See you then."
Bye-bye.
Alright, and after that, he just quickly stops in with Dra.
Oh, hey, hello there.
Hey, Dra, so, I hear, things have kind of kicked off between you and Dennis.
Oh, they have! I'm so happy.
Well,
he might be a little bit of a ditz, but he really treats you well.
Well, first of all, he pulls her into a hug. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I am so very in love. It is great. You know what? I think I'm gonna make another batch of cookies. And then, to mix things up, I'm going to make cupcakes. Yes. I'll even make ones that are just catnip for the owl cats, and then some doggy cakes for the eagle dogs.
Fair enough.
And then I'll make some wizard cakes for the Dennis.
Fair enough. But yeah, well, I just wanted to stop by and say, I'm proud of you and best of luck and everything. And he leans in and he says, "If anything does happen, you let me know, okay?"
Oh, of course. But don't worry. And she gives his head a brief pat and then says, "Dennis might be a little scatterbrained, but he's a good guy."
Fair enough. Well, have a good one. See you later.
Bye.
And finally, this is the last one, I promise. He calls a meeting with Vierna and Kagura when they have free time.
Alright, well, I'll get to that when we get past Kagura's stuff, which apparently he never rolled initiative, so...
I did, I just didn't click my token first.
What did you get?
I'm gonna have to look.
Alright, well you can just go after Alex then.
Alright.
Sound good?
I think that's about where I rolled anyway.
Alright, you're just gonna go after Alex. Alright, so we'll get to that meeting on Kagura's turn. Is there anything else you would like to do with your downtime?
That's about it for now.
Okay.
Other than of course, he's going to the dinner with Empia, but that's not.
Oh, You don't want to have a romantic... I'm sorry, I can't finish it. That would be very embarrassing.
Yeah, well,
I mean...
yeah, well, like I said, off camera. That's happening off camera. Not something for here yet.
We'll see what happens, because Allah's got something planned for, her and Swen as well. Anyway?
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I've taken up too much time, so yeah, just moving along.
Alright, Kaga.
Alright, he'd be looking after his mother while she's recovering.
Alright. Your mother was moved to, Emma's room, so... And that's where she and Emma currently are. Emma's doing her hair, and your mother seems to be a bit out of it. She's, you know, she's eating and she's conscious, but her mind's still not all there. It's as if she's in another world at the moment, so to speak. Like, if you talk to her, she focuses, but she's still recovering.
How are you doing, Mother?
Her gaze goes up to you, and then back down, and she says, I'm fine.
I guess you still need more time.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I'm just glad to have you back.
Not for that. She looks back up to you and then says, I'm sorry for how I treated you.
I know everything between us was really hard since I grew up, but my heart was in a good intended place. I guess I was just a little arrogant to believe I could solve all the world's problems on my own.
Things won't be right for a long time.
I know. But when everything's the way we want it to be, it'll all be worth it, right?
Ruling a kingdom is not something I really have much experience with.
You cut out.
Ruling a kingdom is not something I have a lot of experience with.
I know. But that brings me to a question. How did you meet Father?
There was a royal procession one day, and it got attacked. They were trying to assassinate me. He stepped in and stopped it, and I had dinner with him to thank him for saving my life, and we hit it off.
Do you happen to remember what kind of people committed the attack?
Her head shakes. It was a long time ago.
I see. I'll try not to make any assumptions, but if I had to guess, that attack was orchestrated by Father's mother, Julie, to get your trust.
Her gaze goes downward, and you watch as the clarity in the eyes goes vacant once more. You get the impression that that's as much conversation as you're going to get out of her today.
I'll be back. I'll be back later to check on you again. All right, Mother?
Emma speaks up and says, "Good. See you soon, big brother. I'll take care of Ma."
Watch over her for me, Emmy. For both of us.
She nods.
He leaves the room.
Alright. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay, apparently I'm unmuting myself, also muting myself. Okay, so in that case we'll move on to the meeting with you, Alex, and Fiona, if that's alright. So, when you guys are ready.
Alright, well, Alex calls a meeting with Kagura and Vienna. And he sits down with him and he's like, "Sorry for calling you guys away on such short notice."
It's fine.
So, I'm not an idiot. So, I understand that you two will perhaps be taking over, well, the Kingdom and the Syndicate for a while, at least until you have the free time to return.
I don't. When we do that, I don't see us ever getting that kind of free time ever again, Alex.
So it's safe to assume that you two will be leaving the followers?
We're gonna have to.
We'll be back to fight the dragon, but otherwise, yeah.
I'll see about leading the charge against any of our leftover threats like Cleaver.
Oh, I've got something special in mind for Cleaver already.
I assume one of your contacts?
Oh, no. You'll know it when you see it.
Fair enough, then. Well, I'll already stop. Well, then, I'll make sure to start looking for people who may be able to assist us then. But aside from that, well, I do want to go over a couple of things. First off, he points to Vienna. Now, I heard that your discussions with Minty went over fairly well, correct?
Well, we promised her brains, and she was very happy with the brain I delivered.
Your mother's, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Figured as much. Now, the thing is that Mind Flayers need a constant supply of this. However, believe it or not, I have actually maybe found out a way how we can continue to supply them without sacrificing anyone.
And I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I was just gonna feed the many demons who got out of line.
That could work, but how many of them will fall out of line?
I mean, they're demons.
Well, that is possible, but the other idea that I have in mind as well. I'm a bit of a theory crafter, I suppose you can say. Took a bit of it from Elnath. But you remember the simulacrum spell, yes?
You remember that simulacra are made out of snow, yes? They're not actual physical brains.
Well, if we just adjust the spell a little bit, we may be able to produce artificial brains that they can live on.
I mean, Okay, what you're thinking of also exists. It's vaguely related to necromancy.
Well, that'd be up Prussia's alley, wouldn't it?
And yes. By the way, out of character, this is the thing that I think Dennis is working on right now.
The homunculus?
Yeah.
Alright, well, there you go.
I'm not gonna bring this up. I'm not gonna bring this up in game because dramatic irony is fun.
Fair enough. But it's merely a suggestion. You let me know if things change. If the whole demon's falling out of line, and you can just give them the brains to the elder brain or what have you, well then, go for it. It's your city after all.
And yes, it is. And Vienna cracks a bit of a smile at that.
That said, I'll give you the same advice I gave Kagura here. You will need to compromise. Undoubtedly, you know that. Just don't compromise where it matters.
I never have.
So, I hope things go better than they did last time. I'll be keeping a very close eye on everything.
I know you will.
Well then. That being said, I'm gonna miss you both. Fear and I'm gonna miss all the planning and scheming we did together. That was honestly a lot of fun.
It was, wasn't it?
And well, I'll miss having you around, Kagura. Just your general, well, idealism. And how it's become a bit more realistic, but I will say I do appreciate your, bright outlook of the future.
I'm going to be leading the country, Alex. If I can't be optimistic going forward, then who can?
Well, again, both keep in mind that, as I said, you will need to compromise. Just don't compromise where it matters. I'm always a call away if ever you need me. We all are.
Same.
If anything happens, well, I'll come as fast as I can.
I'll try to do the same.
All right. Well,
I'll come
with
fast.
that. Fair enough. But with that out of the way, Yuzu, best of luck. See you later.
Oh, Kagra, before I forget, and Vienna just digs out a green cloak. This is for you. Consider it your ermine, and I just toss him the cloak of Elvenkind.
First off, what is this, and where did you get this?
It's got it from mother's personal stores. It's like a cloak that makes you sneaky or something.
Well, the king does need his protection.
Oh.
Go on.
Well, with that out of the way, as I said, best of luck to the both of you. And Alex just leaves.
Vierna?
Yeah.
Vierna, I'd like your help with something. I heard something that I'd like to confirm.
Yeah?
Kagura, if this is that thing that we talked about in private messages, wait, because
No,
I've got
this is nothing. This is nothing to do with anything we talked about in private.
Okay.
You can cast Zone of Truth, can't you?
I can.
Do you have it prepared?
And I can tomorrow.
Meet me in front of my father's cell tomorrow and have it prepared.
Okay. I mean, you realize it's not foolproof. Like, eh, eh, it compels you. It compels you to say true things. It doesn't compel him to give useful information.
I don't need I don't want information. I just need to hear an answer straight from his mouth.
It doesn't even compel him to speak.
I have to try, Vierna.
And I understand that. Just letting you know what you should probably expect.
And honestly, with that man, I don't know what to expect anymore. But like, it's more appropriate to say I never knew what to expect to begin with.
Well, lucky for you, I grew up with him. And Vierna is gonna go get a hot chocolate and a toasted bagel.
Alright, so we'll get to that stuff later, because next up is Dennis. Now, Dennis, as for the dagger, it has to be specifically commissioned, so it takes you a week, but you do eventually get it, so subtract that money from your money. So subtract your 1,000 gold, and it actually costs you an extra 200 gold because you have to get it commissioned. So the total is 1,200. Okay, Dennis? You're muted.
Right, sorry, forgot about that. Yes, I'm good. Okay with that.
Alright. Is there anything else you would like to do?
He is going to get the book thing done.
So you also
And
pay
I guess-
7,000 gold for the intelligence book?
Yep.
Okay. Subtract that as well from your account.
And he's going to read that.
That will take 4 days to read.
Mm-hmm. And then he's not gonna do it all at once. He's gonna do it spread out. There's 2 days spread out.
Okay.
And then he's gonna wait for the dagger first. He's gonna read while waiting for the dagger, and then does he get the dagger in the downtime that we're talking about?
This is all downtime currently. I told you it'd be a week before you get the dagger.
Okay. My question is, does the week lapse already, or oh, you mean I have to wait a session week? Is that what you meant?
No, I'm saying that you get the dagger after a week.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Let's see. He'll do a spell if he gets it before the end of this downtime, if that makes sense.
So you wish to create a homunculus?
Yes.
I believe the dagger is used, yes?
Yes.
Okay. You...
And... Right. Probably other things I need to purchase too.
Alright.
No, actually... Those don't have a price.
Alright, I'll leave the homunculus stuff up to you, but it's all there to read, so I'm sure you know what you have to do there. Regardless, you make a mini Dennis.
Homunculus don't usually look like that, do they? they usually have wings.
Regardless, you have your homunculus. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Not that I can think of, other than the cloak thing, but I'm guessing we'll be doing that later.
It's not something you would have to go on an actual adventure for that, yeah.
Okay.
So it won't be
That's all.
being done during a downtime. Likely you'll be taking care of that next week.
Okay.
Regardless, Allah.
Hello?
Yes?
Alright. I guess I only think I can do two things. I'm gonna stop by Alex before he leaves completely.
Okay.
Alex.
Yeah, Allah? Need something?
Yeah, I wish to talk about the current situation with Felicia.
Oh, sure, yeah. We should discuss that, you're right.
So what do you want to do?
Now, if I remember correctly, she said she knows where an old friend of yours is, correct?
That is correct.
Well, as I said then, I'll say now. We can just take a sample of her hair, blood, whatever we need, and then, well, we wouldn't exactly have Vienna with us to keep an eye on her, so I'll see if I can't put one of the clerics from Fulma on retainer so that we can keep an eye on her.
Interesting idea. I do think that would be helpful. Not sure how much trouble she can actually cause though with her current state, but you never know.
Well, I haven't shown it that much, but warlocks can be very destructive if they want to be.
On a side note, real quick, Dennis is capable of learning scrying. He just needs to copy it down into a spellbook.
If
Well,
we
there you have it.
We might. I'll check the library.
I'm just saying you can buy the scroll of scrying, and then it can copy it into a spellbook. If
Right,
it pays
right.
the requisite price.
Right. And Alex says, we do need to sell a few things to Mercy, so we could probably get a scroll of scrying from him and give it to Dennis, but that's a completely separate matter.
I agree. Well, should I just wait a few more days? What do you feel on this?
Let's get our preparations in order for it. Collect samples of her hair and whatever it is we need to scry on her. The expensive thing that we need to scry on her through, and well, Dennis may be learning the spell. But after that, we'll let her loose, and we'll hopefully get the location of your friend.
I got another method idea, but I will try that later on tonight. Thank you, Alex.
It's no trouble. Believe me, I know more than anyone how important a close friend is.
She was a childhood friend. I'm just trying to make sure she finds a way home.
And well, I'll help you in that.
Thank you.
Anything else on your mind?
No, I think I'll be okay. I'm just still shaking off the tiredness, but I should be fine.
Alright, well, don't overexert yourself, okay?
I'll try not to.
Alright, and he gives her a hug and he says, well, I gotta head off. See you later, alright?
Enjoy. And she hugs back for a moment and lets him go. Alrighty. There was one more thing again he wanted to do, but I'll be like on the nighttime. So that's still good.
Yeah, you got plenty of downtime, so you have choice of nights even.
Okay. I wish to stay in the room for a moment. And I'm going to cast... Well, hang on here, actually. Let me read this spell real quick. I need to be in the right area, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to leave the demi-plane and cast Dream at night.
Alright, who are you casting it on?
Kama. Would I know her?
Okay. Give me a second, I'm just... I have acid reflux currently, so that's fun.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Okay. Alright, let's start down now. So,
Okay.
as you drift off into the dream spell, you find yourself in an open field. And in that field, you see an adult center. You see Karma.
Alar would at first change into her child form whenever she knew Karma, the age. And she would approach her, offering a small smile. You're alive.
Karma glances down to this childlike figure, and her expression hardens with anger. Go away. And then she turns and begins to walk away.
Kama, I'm sorry.
She keeps walking.
Alar is struggling to find the words, but she steps forward and tries to follow a little bit, but the distance was still increasing. Where did you go?
No response.
You can run. I'm still gonna find you, you know?
The center continues to walk away. Walk away.
I'm sorry. And she would attempt to end the spell from there.
You end the spell.
Alar gives off a soft sigh and heads back to Demi-Plane a little disheartened and tries to figure out her next move.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? You are really, really soft for me. Mike, you are really soft.
I said Alar heads back to Demi-Plane and figures out her next move from there. She's going to read on the book.
You read a book?
I'm going to read the Charisma book, yeah.
Alright.
Didn't get a chance to do that.
You read the book? What do you do next?
I haven't really thought that far yet, so I guess I'm going to pause from there and just move on. Alar's currently in like a trying to think what to do.
Alright. That brings us back to Vienna. You rest up and prepare the spell. Do you head to the stills as requested? You are muted. Vienna?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry, I didn't realize I was still muted. Yes, I do. I head to the cells.
Alright. Kagra? You meet her there?
Like Vierna's waiting for them. So, and she's just talking with Kara. So, do you want do you want a small library in there or anything?
I mean, as long as I get a cup of tea a day, I'm pretty set. But I wouldn't mind a book or two to read.
All right. Oh, Kara. All right. So Kagra has a question to you, and apparently he doesn't quite trust you. So, bam.
It's up. Is it up? Okay.
Yes, he needs to make a charisma saving throw, which he failed.
Alright. Ask away.
My mother told me about the story about how you two met. That you protected her from an assassination attempt. What? Is that true?
Yes.
Did you and your mother stage that assassination attempt?
He gives Kagra this absolutely bemused look, and he says, "Mother didn't consider me worth her notice." Of course not.
Then it was just her. Then it was a genuine assassination attempt by her?
Yes.
You saved my mother knowing that.
Yes.
Why?
I felt like it. He just gives a shrug. She seemed in trouble, and the people who kidnapped her had been annoying me. So I ruined their plan. I mean, if you're going to go and try and start a rebellion because you haven't got enough flour to make cakes, I think you've got bigger priorities, considering the entire economy was absolutely wrecked at that time. He glances to Fiona at that.
I mean, true, and true.
Kagra grabs his forehead and just shakes his head and just, I can't figure you out. You've done things in the past that imply you care, yet when I try to get at a straight answer from you, or even try to get at a decent word out of you, you become dismissive. The only time the only time you ever spoke compassionately to me, it was the night you told me that I could have turned into a bloodthirsty monster.
You are a smart kid, Kagura. I'm sure you can figure it out.
Do you really care about anyone in your family from either the syndicate side or mine?
Yes. I'm not heartless.
Kagura is taken aback by that answer, and he becomes speechless. He wasn't expecting Carrick to just outright say that or give him a straight answer.
Hey, Vienna.
Yeah.
Mother's capable of the polymorph spell, isn't she?
And she was capable. What you cut out a bit?
Mother was capable of the polymorph spell, right?
I don't remember. I know she knew shape change.
So it's safe to say she could easily take the place of someone. No?
Yes, she could.
Are you implying that she's still alive?
Carrick just rubs his temple. No.
The mind flayers would have noticed something off when I gave them her brain.
Good. You had me scared for a moment there.
I think he's saying that she meant to kill your mother and take her place all those years ago.
Kagura clenches his hand into a fist and shakes it in a rage. She just didn't know when to stop.
I mean, you're just figuring that out now?
I don't know what she said to you when she was walking with you past those
You cut out.
portraits. I don't know what she said when she was talking to you while walking past those portraits.
Portraits?
I think he's telling you to go look at the portraits.
In the sanctum?
He rubs his temple and he says, I was not the one that told you that whatever this thing you're talking about, the tales, the portraits, the chat we had, that I was the one time I was apparently different.
You're telling me that was Julie I was talking to back then?
Finally.
Then you never said anything to me at all. You were just distant as always.
Well, look on the bright side. Now you know your dad didn't actually torture you.
What do you mean torture?
Oh, she had him tortured.
Really?
No, she didn't have. No, she didn't have. She didn't have me tortured. She kidnapped Alar, brought her her into the same basement that I was locked up in, put her in a neighboring cell, and then tortured her every single day for 15 days afterwards while I was in the other room hearing all of it.
Torture comes in all forms, Kagura. She was torturing you.
A random center. He just seems puzzled by that.
Yeah. See, now stuff's starting to make sense. I mean, yeah, except for the aloe thing, I don't know what she wanted with her either.
Kagura is left speechless by this revelation.
Yeah, I don't know if she knew polymorph, but she definitely knew disguise self.
Then what about you? If the Jule was the one on in the spotlight pulling all the strings from the start, then where did you come into all this? What did you want?
Well, at the start, it was just this. The entire country was an absolute mess, and God damn it. I can never remember their long names. Elizabeth,
Whose long
that's
name?
it.
Mm.
And Lisa was just absolutely unable to do anything. She was utterly incompetent. So I started helping her out, showing her how to actually run a kingdom, and how to survive not getting assassinated by actually being a competent ruler. And next thing we're married, and suddenly Mommy Dearest wants to know what we're up to.
So you just got sick of how bad things were getting under her reign, and so you decided to step into her life and mentor her.
Well, it wasn't like that. I saved her first, and then it was just he gives a shrug. I figured I might as well keep going. She asked for the help, and well, she was cute.
So that's why all those papers I found in your room indicated that you actually knew what you were doing. You did.
He gives a look, and then he says, "Yeah."
Kagura just turns away and starts walking. I'm sorry for everything, Father.
That's just a part of being syndicate. You get used to it.
He steps away.
Like, once Kagura is out of earshot, Diana just lets out the giggle she's been suppressing.
Yes, it's very funny.
Oh. Okay, I'm done. And I'll see you about getting you those books.
Hey, before you go.
Yeah.
He reaches into his pocket and then he pulls out a piece of paper that's in an envelope, and then he says, "Give this to my wife." If you
Okay,
read it,
sure.
I will punch your lights out. But that's just gonna make you read it, so I'm not gonna do anything if you read it.
And I will read it. I won't read it, but I will ask you: is it a love letter or divorce papers?
It's a love letter.
Okay, good. His family has suffered enough.
So you take
Okay,
it?
and I do not read it because I do not have that lack of class.
Okay. So you take it to, Elizabeth?
Yeah. Where is she?
She's
there she
over
is.
with Emma in the downstairs.
Is right. Okay, Vienna knocks.
Emma opens the door and then says, Vienna, good day.
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, it's touch and go. She's still recovering, but she seems to be starting to smile more and that sort of thing.
Well, maybe this will make her smile a bit more. And I hand her the letter. It's from your
Alright.
father.
Emma takes it and hands it to Elizabeth, who, her eyes clear and she slowly opens it, and you can see she's starting to read it. And the longer she reads it, the more red slowly spreads along her face, and her ears stand absolutely upright. And then she quickly folds it up and stuffs it into her clothes.
And oh, it's that kind of letter.
Be quiet, you.
Yeah. By the way, Emma, I haven't had time to ask lately. Have you been keeping up? And how has progress been on your studies?
Yes, Miss Fiona, I've been studying as you, and after a moment, her brief bit of pride quickly deflates and she begins to stutter again, and she goes, I've been studying well, and I'm trying to make you proud and stuff.
And oh, you already did that. Focus on making you proud.
Okay.
Now, have some more fun with your mother.
I just, no, it's alright.
I mean, if you want me to stay, I can stay.
I typically don't leave this room, but, could we maybe go see, Father sometime?
Oh, sure. Give me an hour. Okay, give me an hour, and then I will be back to talk to you. And then Vienna's gonna run over to the syndicate, to the syndicate library, to the syndicate stores to see if she can find a scroll of regeneration.
Roll me an investigation.
Yeah, I was like, oh crap, like, because it just occurred to her, oh crap, we haven't told them that we cut off one of his arms yet.
Because I don't think that was in the magic items thing. So the chances are fairly...
21.
Well, no, that's a 21. So, you run around and eventually one of the, kobolds comes over and then says, Go to Mercy. Tell him it's on Spork.
And gotcha, thanks. And then I run to Mercy. Okay, Mercy, I need a scroll of regeneration. It's on Spork.
Oh, Spork, that little rapscallion. I see he's gotten you into his little fold there as well. Here you go.
Thanks. I don't know what fold you're talking about. I just really need this. And I just run off to, and then I just sprint off to, and then I just like I'm doing this all at a dead sprint, and you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
as you're
I
leaving,
run
you
back to
hear
the
him.
cells, and then I hurriedly okay, and then like I make a stop at like the refrigerator or whatever we're using to keep stuff cold, and I grab Carrick's arm,
All right.
his preserved arm.
As
Okay,
you,
Carrick.
real quick, before we get to that, as you're leaving Mercy's store, you hear him say, young love.
Not what you think. Not quite like you're thinking, but kind of, yeah. And then, so anyway, I grab Carrick's arm from the cooler or icebox or whatever I'm keeping it in, and I run down to the cells. Okay, okay, Carrick, your wife and daughter want to see you, so get out. So get out here. We need you to put this thing back on you.
I can't. You've got a magic crystal that prevents me from teleporting.
Oh right. I open the door. I just open the door.
Okay. He steps out, and Kagura, you saw Fiona dash past, and then dash past you again towards the cages with Carrick's arm. In fact, most of you would have seen this happening.
Yeah.
Fiona was pretty much dashing around.
Yeah. Like okay, and then I just hold the arm to his stump, and I just like read from the scroll of regeneration with it in my other hand.
Well, it's a rather simple process, and the arm reattaches, and
Yeah.
he begins to flex it, and then he goes, pins and needles. So annoying.
Because Vierna's been sprinting all over the city in heavy armor. Okay, just give me a minute.
He walks over to the kitchen sink and pours you a cup of water and then brings it over to you.
Thanks. Oh. Alright, come on. Your wife and daughter want to see you.
Alright. He follows you, and Felicia's looking at this from the cage, and then she says, will you let me out?
No.
Fuck you.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Felicia. Isha, in about a week, you are going to be no longer my problem.
So,
Come on. Yeah, so, yeah, we head back to Emma's room.
You all see, Fiona walking with Carrick. Almost as if he's not a prisoner, he's just casually walking and following Fiona. Does anyone interject with a comment or anything?
Yeah, Alex just sees this and he just shakes his head and he just says, "That family is just. I'm glad that's not my family. I'll just say that."
Oh, it's adventure.
Anyone else? Nope. Okay.
Ruru would just be scared stunned, and she just lets it be.
Well, while Carrick's passing, he looks to you and then he says, "Boo." And then he continues walking.
She does not look scared, she looks annoyed. And then she goes, and she just stomps away.
And I open the door and I just wave him in.
Alright. Carrick steps into the room and Elizabeth stands up and looks to him. Her arms forward and then she goes, "Well, there you are. You're lucky you're not dead. You know that?" "Yeah." "How exactly were you going to provide for this family if you were dead?" "I don't know."
I mean, your son's the king, so that's not too big of an issue.
Yeah. She glares at you, Vienna, a little bit. Until Carrie places a hand on her head and she just gives a sigh of defeat and looks away from them both and just says, "You're intolerable."
I've been told that runs in the family, Dowager. Hey, Emma, why don't you tell them both what you've been learning about
Necromancy! And the mother goes, Elizabeth goes, "What?" And Carrick just goes,
jump and smash cut to someone else.
Anyway, is there anything else anyone wants to do before we wrap up or move to other matters?
Kagura's going to find Alar, and he's going to say to her, "It wasn't him."
What do you mean?
The night I was told I was going to the night I was told I was turning into a monster. Me getting sent to Prosh and locked in a basement. You getting kidnapped, tortured. All of it was Julie you doing it all along.
Still don't see how that connects to me, but we'll just leave it be for now.
He spoke under a zone of truth. There's no way any of it could have been a lie.
Alar looks pretty thoughtful at that for a moment. Well, guess I owe him an apology for cutting off his arm.
We both owe him a lot of things.
I didn't say I owe him anything more. I just don't owe him anything less.
Well, you may not feel like you owe him anything, but I do. I was the one who was so I was the one who was more gun ho about getting back at him more than anyone else.
Well, you can try and make up for your regrets, but don't wallop in them. That's all I'll say.
I have to look at. I have an entire island to look after now. I don't get to wallow in my regrets.
Exactly. So don't be like that. Now, excuse me, I gotta figure out some things on my own.
But all right. Good luck, Alar.
Thanks. And she would just walk out from the room.
Is that it?
No, there's still this. When you say that, Nallis just goes, "Oh, okay," and then he's gonna shuffle over to, at least say hi.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, she's still in jail, and in about in about a week from now, she won't be our problem anymore at all.
That girl needs another hit to the head, maybe 20.
I mean, Carrick's been on that ever since he's been here.
That was Carrick saying that.
Oh.
Nallis has a higher pitched tone like this.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think violence is the answer, personally.
I mean, it's an answer.
She has you there. Garrick has, by this point, all he's done has put a hand on both Elizabeth and Emma's head. That's all he's done.
Vienna turns around and notices Agro approaching. Get over here, Your Majesty. And yes, I am going to be using that title sarcastically for the rest of your days.
I mean, it is Vienna. Alice just gives a nervous smile.
Kagura steps up. He seems to have trouble saying anything, but even more, or he's having trouble making eye contact with Carrig.
Alright, so the conversation continues for a little bit with, Nallis and Carrig both agreeing on how much they hate Felicia, and, even Elizabeth briefly commenting how this woman must be really bad if Carrig hates her, being that Carrig doesn't feel anything.
She is a spoiled child. She's a spoiled child who throws tantrums whenever she doesn't get her way.
So kind of like you. Carrig speaks up, and Elizabeth slaps him and then says, I am not a spoiled child. Yes, you are.
Okay, for a moment, for a moment there, Carrig, I thought you were referring to me, and I was getting so confused.
No, you're just Mommy Dearest's prized possession. And as he
Oh,
says...
not anymore, I'm not, I think.
No, I mean, she did try to kill you. And, as he's saying
And I
this...
tried to kill her, with rather more success, I might add.
And, as this conversation is going on, he takes his hand off Emma and just places it on top of Kagura's head and briefly starts patting him as he continues to speak, and he says, well, I mean, you're always the prodigy.
Yes, I am. And Vienna's just cracking her knuckles.
Yes, yes. Don't let all that pride go to your head. I think it's a bit too late for that, though.
At this point, you notice Kagura looking at all of you and giving a wholesome smile.
I haven't seen one of those out of you before. Usually you just brood.
Terry glances over and then he says, are you sick?
No, I guess I just finally got to see something I've been wanting to see for a long time.
Emma then hugs Carrig and his arms immediately raise up and he glances down at this, and Emma just begins to giggle and he just gives this suffering long sigh. And then he places his hand on her head. You know, if the only form of affection you know how to give is a hand on the head, you're gonna be really terrible in bed.
I do not make me picture that, thank you.
Mother, you do realize there are two children still in the room, right?
I mean...
And an elder sister who really doesn't want to hear and have that thought in her head.
Emma at that sort of gives this devilish grin and then says, well, I could tell you about the time that...
Nope. I'm gone.
You are terrible with children. I'm better than you are. I didn't bring a country to the ground by existing. Well, no, but your mother did. And that back and forth continues for quite a while, with them just bickering and arguing. Emma and Nalus
and then everyone just kind of leaves because it's getting awkward.
Yeah, Emma and Nalus go to play in the room he's staying in for the moment.
Kagura is just listening in with a chuckle. It's almost like we were never apart.
Alright. So, as Grisura walks out, both Rura and Allah begin to smell something foul coming from her direction. I need you both to make a con save.
Oh no.
You succeed.
Oh dear.
You
Oof.
fail.
Oh man.
You are overwhelmed by the overpowering scent of sweaty orc.
Half work.
Rura immediately goes, and her eyes water up, and she covers her big. She goes,
Oh, Rura.
Yeah, Grisura gives them a baggy-eyed glare, but she's like, I know I smell, but I finally finished that damn book.
Then take a bath.
And get some sleep. If Bjorn calls from all the way where she is.
Guess why I have left my room instead of going to bed?
Is to show off the pride of your smell, because it's very prominent, I promise you.
Yeah,
No.
Bjorn is just prestidigitationing it away from her.
No, I am heading to the nearest bath and going to spend a week in it.
You enjoy.
Yeah, Rura
If you shrivel into a raisin and die, I get your stuff.
I'm sorry, Grisura, but it's really bad.
Grisura just grumbles as she walks out the door, probably passing these three here, as she does.
They're all outside.
Oh.
Do you smell her outside?
Alex and Empire are on a date, and Judah is just... Well, actually, Judah would have to roll a con save, but... I mean, yeah.
Do birds smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can smell.
I mean...
Regardless, once the walking disaster has moved on, Sven leaves the garden and slowly approaches Allah. Allah?
Huh? Yes, sir?
I was wondering if, you would like to go out to dinner sometime? I mean, we got some time off, it's just... I can hunt us dinner, and then we can cook it over an open fire or something. Make a day of it, I guess.
I'd love to see you hunt. So let's go out.
Just don't ask me to garden.
No, you don't have the garden anymore.
She smiles at that.
In fact, I'll tell you a little secret. We can burn the garden.
I mean, aren't those crops needed for you guys to survive?
Shh. Let it be a lesson.
And wouldn't the smoke only have one way to escape the...
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean,
Just let them die like normal.
I just don't think it's very thought through. I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I don't think very well sometimes. That's why I got you. Now, What happened to the fork?
Oh, she's still in the garden. She's in there. And in the garden, Fork is currently sitting in sort of like a mud hut.
Can you tell me what she is doing right now?
Pardon?
No, I'm asking Serendis. Can you explain to me what she is currently doing right now?
She was making her home or something, she said.
Sir, where do you sleep?
In Emma's room.
That's fair. I was just making sure that you weren't sleeping in there.
No, only Fork sleeps in the dirt.
I guess we called the fork cut.
That was very bad. I'm sorry.
I tried my best.
Um.
All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I just chuckles.
I'd like to avoid Gazura when she returns.
Do it.
Oh, you smelled her too, then.
I mean, yes, I was only a short distance away.
I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah, you just see Ruru wiping her eyes like it was terrible.
That was a monster we don't want to tackle.
All right.
And then she just gives like Ruru is just there wiping her tears with a handkerchief, and then she waves it at Alar and Saran. She goes, "Have fun, you two."
So,
Alar? Okay.
is there anything else anyone wants to do before we wrap up this session?
Nope. I don't think so.
I think
Dennis
we're good.
would like to take Draw on a date and ask her a certain question.
We will get to that next session. But is there
Okay.
anything else? All right.
Nope.
Then that concludes this section. Next session will be session whatever number it is. Operation Lovesick. Because like 50 people are going on dates.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Alright. Well, you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
See ya.
Alright.
Hey.